If you are ready for a life-changing experience, sign up for our course today, Diversified Game Academy. Get prepared and purchase at diversifiedgame.com.
Finding the right real estate professional can be challenging. I'm broker Melissa Wilson. I'm knowledgeable in all aspects of the real estate process. So whether you're looking to buy new or an existing home or have a commercial need, I'm here to help.
Make sure you pick up my two books that's in Amazon right now. The first one is Passive Aggressive Racism and the System of White Supremacy. And I talk about in that particular book how the system of white supremacy really runs and on our daily lives here in America. In our latest book, 7 Steps to Decolonize the Mind, we go through those steps to try to deprogram you from the system of white supremacy. Make sure you can pick up those books on Amazon.com.
Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
At African Diaspora News Channel, we cover stories that don't receive mainstream attention, and we serve as the voice to the global Black community. We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media, connecting the African diaspora one story at a time.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us to this Saturday edition of the stream. I hope everybody is doing well on this Saturday. We're going to talk about your President Joe Biden here, and we want to find out if he just now threw Kamala under the bus. Now, we know that they had removed him out of the position, and he really did not want to go out of that position. He wanted to actually run again. He wanted to be, he wanted to get 2 terms. But Nancy Pelosi, she is one of the mafia bosses in the Democrat Party. She made sure to do what she had to do to get Joe Biden out of there, and Kamala Harris was installed in that position. She wasn't elected by the people in the primary. Joe Biden was, but she was installed. And I keep saying I don't see how people who support Democrats would be okay with a candidate being installed instead of them voting for that candidate in some sort of primary. Because once you set that precedent and you're okay with it, then what's going to stop the Democrat Party in the future just installing people they want and don't have to worry about a primary, right? But long time ago, it was established in a court of law that the party can pick a candidate. They don't have to actually go after what the voters has to say. And hey, that's the Democrat Party. I guess y'all can do what you want to do on that. So we're here this Saturday evening. Like I said, we're going to be here just kind of talking about this. Hope everybody's doing well this Saturday evening. I had to, do some other things a little earlier. Man, I woke up this morning. Boy, I had a lot of allergies this morning. I didn't know why. And I haven't dealt with allergies in a hot minute. So, man, I had to take a little medication and, stuff like that. And because I was sneezing and all of that. So shout out to everybody that deal with allergies. All right. Let's not take too long with this because I know it's a Saturday and I'm streaming a little later than probably what I would have. Normally I'll probably start streaming about 4 o'clock. But let me go on and get something up real quick. And then we will just go ahead and get started here and talk about Joe Biden and hopefully not take too much of your time. I know it's precious.
I'm just telling you. I'm going to let you talk.
Who you talking to? You gonna let? The voters let me. I got voted in. Who you talking You gonna let me? I got seconds left.
I want you to know.
Ain't she crazy? How many seconds? Why I'm counting your time. Miss Galloway, I'm gonna rule you out order. You keep talking so much.
Do I have the floor? Do I?
Yes, you do.
You have the floor.
Thank you very much.
What a fool.
We have got to help the city of Flint. We have got to move the city forward. We have got to vote yes on this. Thank you.
Ms. Herkenroder, you the reason that I'm going to vote the way I'm going to vote, because you tried to put words in my mouth like I said you was a racist. You got to stop doing that. You've got to stop doing that.
Ms. Fields, please be very careful in that area. Please.
All I said, there was mediation and there were people in rooms.
You
That's
told details of who in what room and how many.
But I am going to finish saying this.
Well, go ahead.
That's fine. Do you?
It shouldn't be fine. We got folks sitting in business,
I'm the
and
chairperson.
I wouldn't care if you was the chair, the sofa, the TV. So you might want a dialogue.
I don't give a.
You don't give a what?
That's what he's trying to do.
So you dialoguing?
There's no dialogue.
It is some dialogue.
There
You
should
gave
be dialogue.
me some
Point of
dialogue.
Councilwoman Worthy, what is your point of order? No, I'm not.
You ain't?
I'm not.
You must.
This is a joke.
Stop this abuse.
I'm going to give
It
you
is
a
abuse.
point of order. Personal attacks is out of order. Now, you want to make a personal attack on me, I'm going to tell you something. I'm tired of Ms. Fields calling me racist. I'm tired of you calling me personal names as it relates to women. I'm tired of it. It's wrong. You're out of order. But you keep doing it. Because when I start blasting your butt, like I'm doing, everybody already know it's coming from y'all. But don't get beside yourself, Mr. Chairman. If he gonna holler tell me to shut up, you better give him his warning.
I gave you yours.
Give him his. If you gonna discriminate, you gonna let the white man running for mayor holler across and tell this black man to shut up.
I don't want to hear
So when he get loud, I'm gonna get louder. When they go low, I go lower.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. I see some people say, "Oh man, you didn't." I didn't know you were streaming today. Well, I was streaming today. I have been streaming a little bit on Saturdays. Usually normally at 4:00, but I was kind of busy. I was at the cake shop, just a little while, standing by till my wife got back. But yeah, I'm here. But let's talk about your president, Joe Biden, and maybe those of you can catch the replay on the replay. And make sure you hit the like button. That's also very important. If you're coming in, that way it can spread out through the YouTube algorithm. The likes tell them, say, hey, they're actually liking the video, so maybe we should share it more, because everything is through algorithms, AI, and everything else. So I'm going to tell you about AI. Man, there's so many different AI programs out there now that I'm trying to sift through them all. Because I look at things to assist in what we do here or to expand what we do here. And I've always wanted to spread our content in other languages. And boy, they got so many different AI programs to do that. Because, hey, I wouldn't mind having a whole separate, the same content, but just in a different language, on another channel or so. Because, we got people definitely within the diaspora that speak different languages, right? So you got people that speak Spanish, you got people that speak French, you got, and they probably can't understand what we're talking about here, but maybe you could reach them, if you put it in a different language. So, I'm just going through all these different programs. There's so many out there, man, it's crazy. It is a wonderful time to be alive, I tell you, because at one point in time, it cost you a lot of money for that. Now it's like you got AI, and I know some of y'all don't like AI, man. I told y'all I'm embracing AI. Give me all AI I can get. Give it to me. Because I'm not going to be that black person being left behind like we normally be as black people. So let's talk about your president here, Joe Biden. Now, Kamala Harris been saying that we need to turn the page, we need to move forward, and she kept saying this over and over and over, or we're not going back, but yet she's in office right now. She's talking like she's not in office, ladies and gentlemen. She's in office. I want y'all, when y'all hear her talking, remember, she's a vice president. She's not just a candidate that's running for the White House. You understand? So when you say moving forward and not going back, I mean, what technically moving forward would actually be away from you also, ma'am, because you're part of the problem right now. Now, many people have saying, and the Democrat shills have said, well, she's the vice president. She didn't have nothing to do with anything. Y'all don't know the role of a vice president. Take a civics class because y'all don't know the role of the vice president. Well, President Joe Biden recently came to the press room over there and he made Karine Jean-Pierre move to the side. And he was going to start answering some questions, something he's never done during the time of his presidency. But interesting enough, he did it now. At the time he did it at the time when Kamala was having a rally. So anytime the president goes to the press room, right, most people going to pay attention. So when they turned their cameras kind of away from Kamala, they paid attention to him. Okay, they say, wow, he just showed up. What is going on? What is he about to say, right? Well, Kamala says so many times that she's not Joe Biden. Obviously, she says she's not Joe Biden. She's different. She's this, she that. Okay, cool. Fine, ladies and gentlemen. Fine. Mackenzie, what you say about you loving AI to elevate your thinking and organize your thoughts? I'm telling y'all, AI changing the game. It's changing. I'm telling you, you better learn how to work AI or how to service it because some of you not going to have a job. And speaking about a job, we got to talk about that later. But anyway, let's check out what happened with Joe Biden and what he had to say here. Now, pay attention to this. And I have a question. Is this Biden's revenge?
Obviously been a number of crises that the country has been facing over the past several days with the hurricane, with the port strike, with the situation in the Middle East. Can you talk about how your vice president, who is running for the presidency, has worked on these crises and what role she has played over the past several days?
Well, I'm in constant contact with her. She's aware we're singing from the same song sheet. She helped pass all the laws that are being employed now. She was a major player in everything we've done, including passage of legislation which we were told we could never pass. And so she's been, and her staff is interlocked with mine in terms of all the things we're doing.
All right, wasn't that long of a conversation, but basically why I said Biden's revenge, Kamala has been trying to decouple herself or say like, I'm different than Joe Biden. What Joe Biden did in that short little window right there said, oh, no. She's not different than me. Everything I done, she did it too. From the hurricane, which y'all are mad about right now, and rightfully so, she's part of that. Every policy that you're upset about right now in this country, she was a part of that. She's a part of that Asian hate crime bill that a lot of black Americans are upset about. She has something to do with that. She has something to do with the inflation. She has something to do with, because of the inflation, the high prices that's all over the place. She has something to do with every bit of it. It is her fault. According to President Joe Biden, it is her fault. He just said that her staff and my staff are like this. So we are one. She is not separate from me. So the question I have is, was that Biden's revenge? Was that Biden's revenge? Because remember, do you really think, yes, Joe Biden got his cognitive issues, but he's not all the way gone. He's not there yet, okay? Joe Biden has been a person that has a temper. Most people know that about him if you study Joe Biden. Do you really think that man liked that this woman and the Democrats, because she was a part of it too, ousted him when he wasn't ready to go? How do you think his wife felt, Dr. Jill Biden, when he was ousted? And they did it so dirty, they did it on a weekend. They did it on a weekend while this man is in Delaware at his house chilling. They decided to wage a coup against Joe Biden. Did not ask this man anything. You forced this man out. You forced this man to give a speech before the country. Clearly, this man was not ready to go. How do you think this man would feel? Ever since he's been ousted, he's been kind of, a little bit MIA. Maybe he do a little minimum things here and there, but he hasn't been kind of like, the same a little bit. And why should he be the same? Let's look at it from Joe Biden's point of view. You would think that the person you picked to be your vice president would have more loyalty to you, and she went along with it. Now, if she was real, if she was a real down for Joe Biden, she would have said, I'm not doing that. Y'all pick somebody else. If y'all gonna oust him, you pick somebody else. You pick somebody else because I can't be a part of that, right? I just can't. I'd rather just, I finish my term, and then if I want to run for president, I'll wait till the next time. That's showing loyalty to Joe Biden, right? I'm a person that believes in loyalty. I do. I believe in loyalty. If somebody help me, I don't forget that junk. If somebody stand up for me, or if I do something for them or whatever, then I believe in loyalty. That's like the cloth I come from. But this woman does not believe in loyalty to Joe Biden. Trust me, I'm a married man. Do you think that his wife wasn't mad? His wife wasn't throwing nothing. I know his wife was pissed. I know his children were pissed. I know more pissed at Kamala and Barack Obama too. You can't tell me they weren't mad at Barack. I'm pretty sure he picked up the phone, called him, and say, man, what the hell, bro? What the hell? And notice at the DNC, he didn't stay. He did it because whatever they told him, I guess, right? Hey, look, look, don't go cause a wave. We make sure you have a bag. Look, you could stay in office and pardon your son on the way out, let him plead guilty. And you can just pardon him so he won't go to jail. You can pardon him quietly and everything will be all good or whatever. Or if you don't do that, we're going to 25th Amendment you and get you removed. They threatened that man to get out. So that man not happy about that, y'all. He's not. And why should he? Why should Joe Biden be happy about that? Joe Biden had 14 million people vote for him. And if he was going to step down, it should have been a choice of his own, not the party. But Kamala Harris, it lets you know what kind of person she is, because she's not loyal. She always wanted to be the president, clearly because she tried to run. But sometimes you got to play, support for people sometimes. Your time will come. And people need to look at that about her. Like, look at what she actually did, Joe Biden. Like because she could have said, no, I'm not doing that because no, I'm his vice president. I'm not taking his place. I'll run the next time. In 2028, I'll run. And let's see how it works out. That will show integrity on her part. But she don't have integrity. You think Joe Biden don't see that? She worried about herself. So, since Joe Biden sees this, ladies and gentlemen, since Joe Biden sees this, his wife sees that, right? You think they not trying to throw their little digs here and there? They see all the time. She always trying to separate herself from Joe Biden. Now think about it. In Joe Biden's house, his wife, because listen, the wife's going to put something in your ear usually before, I'm just talking as a man. Your wife going to point some things out another woman doing more quicker than what we can see as men. And think about it. All in speeches she's doing and trying to separate herself from Joe Biden a lot of times. Think about it. What if she said something recently that caught Dr. Jill Biden's ear and said, oh, really? This is what you're doing? Okay, well, check this out. Hold on. Hey, Joe, listen, I want you to go to the press room and go ask her questions. And if you get a chance, just say that she was a part of our administration. Just go say that. To me, that sounds like, because I don't think that's something he would look to do, even though he is petty. I think his wife, just my opinion, had a part of him going up there and saying that. Because, you know, women have a way of kind of getting back at other women, too, in their own way now. And now, since he laid that on her feet, that everything going on in the country right now is her fault, thank you, President Joe Biden. I greatly appreciate it. You have definitely helped me to really go in on the things that she has done now. You said it, sir. She's done it all. Fine. So this hurricane relief, y'all only getting $750. That's Kamala's fault. That's Kamala's fault because her FEMA spent all the money on the migrants. So when we talk about this election, remember Kamala giving y'all $750, but she gave the migrants free hotels, y'all. She gave the migrants free EBT. She gave the migrants free phones. She gave the migrants free food. But y'all ain't got nothing right now. Y'all don't even have electricity. Do you know that there are truck drivers sitting right now that don't even have a FEMA load to go with generators or water or anything? The truck drivers been showing that too. And hey, so Vice President Kamala Harris, why are you campaigning right now? There are people hurting. There are people dying right now in a lot of states. And they said this is the worst hurricane since Hurricane Katrina. That's what they're saying now. And why are you out there campaigning? You should be over there being a vice president and going help the American people. But you didn't care about your boss. You didn't care about Joe Biden. You weren't loyal to him. So why would you even be loyal to people in America? See, that's a character flaw. That is a character flaw. You say, where's Rolanda Martini and Dusty Plies? I don't know where they at. But Boulay Martin, he's not going to say nothing about what President Biden just said that tied her to everything. So we say these prices. So we say the energy costs. So we say the open borders. You know, hey, he specifically put her as the border czar. He put her as the border czar. So it's her fault. She's to blame for everything. Thank you, Joe Biden. Now you need to put a new battery in my back. Because when the Democrat shields come along, try to say she had nothing to do with it, not according to Joe Biden. He said you had everything to do with it. So what are you going to say? Oh, well, he didn't know he see now. Oh, no. He ain't see now. Nope. Because when people was questioning about his mental ability and the different things that he had, y'all was saying nothing was wrong with him, right? That's what y'all said. Yeah, see, Kamala is not worried about the American people because Kamala is ambitious. Kamala wants to be president. She's not thinking about the American people. She's the vice president right now. Kamala could literally win the election by her moves she make as vice president. She can win the election. All that stuff she's telling y'all day one, she's already in office now. And see, because Joe Biden said this, now we really can say this. You're in office now, ma'am. All that mess you're talking about, what you going to do it today. Show the people what they're going to get by voting for you. Enact all that plan that's on your website. Do it to this week. So it means that you're lying at this point because you can do it right now and you haven't done anything. You talking about the child tax credit and all that. Well, go ahead and start working on that right now. You talking about small business and all that. Work on that right now. This is you less than 30 days now. Well, let me see what today's date is. No, you're exactly 30 days. You're 30 days out from the election right now. You can do what you got to do. But you're not worried about the American people. You're worried about your ambitions to be president. And of course, we have a lot of silly people who is still going to think that she's the best thing since sliced bread. And let me tell y'all something. All that, don't talk about her and this and that and the third. Look, if you don't want to be talked about, let's go back. When it was Reagan in office, they talked about Reagan. When it was after Reagan, you had George H.W. Bush. They talked about him, right? They talked about him all day long. All right. You had Bill Clinton. They talked about Clinton a whole lot. You had George W. Bush. They talked about him. President Obama. They talked about him, right? Trump. They talked about him. So why some of y'all want to handle her with kid gloves that you can't talk about her? That's what I'm trying to figure that out. If she don't want to be talked about, then she needs to go and just see. Once again, if she was honorable, she wouldn't be talked about right now because she would have been supporting Joe Biden. See, they wouldn't have ousted Joe Biden if she would have stood with him. You understand? See, if the moment she heard them doing that, she could have came out and say, hey, y'all do what y'all gonna do, but I am not taking no mantle of anything. I'm committed to this administration. Now, if I choose to run in 2028, I'll do that. But I'm not going to be a part of y'all forcing him out and then installing me. I don't want no part of that because that's not going to even look right down the line about my legacy. You understand? So clearly, that lady is not it. Well, she been ain't it, but that lady is not it. Just based on what she'll do alone. Like how you basically cut the throat. And we talking about politically. It's a political. How do you sabotage? How do you betray the person that got you in that position? Remember, Kamala had bowed out of the presidential election. Remember? She couldn't even get any delegates. And Joe Biden took you from being a loser, because you was a loser, you lost, you quit, so you was a loser. Joe Biden took you as a loser of a presidential, race and brought you to the White House. He brought you there. And that's what you do to Joe Biden. That's how you repay him, Kamala Harris. That's a character issue. But let's go back. She's always had character issues. You say, Phil, what is her character issue? Willie Brown. Hello. Willie Brown. You say, well, what do you mean, Phil? Well, Kamala Harris knew that man was married. And she still fooled him anyway. Well, he the one who took the vows, not her. Don't matter. And because she knew he had took vows, it should have repulsed her that a married man was trying to mess with her and lay up with her, right? But it didn't matter to her that she was hurting another woman, but she all for women now, but hurting another woman, right? Parading herself with a married man at the time, Willie Brown, downtown Willie Brown, because of her own political ambitions. You understand? She don't care about no morality based off her history. I'm not making it up about her. You can clearly go see this stuff yourself, right? When she wants something, she don't care how she gonna get it. She gonna get it. It don't matter if it's right or wrong. She don't care about betraying people. This is her character that she has portrayed. I'm not lying on her. Nothing I'm saying is a lie. I'm not making up a thing on her. Y'all can go look this up yourself. Y'all know her history with downtown Willie Brown. And because of downtown Willie Brown, she became the prosecutor in San Francisco because he was pretty powerful with the Democrats in California. Then with his help, she became the Attorney General of California, all because of Willie Brown. Not because she was just so smart and she was just the best person ever. No, she was willing to betray another woman to get what she wants. Then look at the guy she married to, Doug. She married a guy that cheated on his wife with the nanny and got the nanny pregnant. And when you met this guy, this was known already. She knew this before it came out in the media. And yeah, you married that guy? What woman in her right mind to say, wait a minute, hold on. If you did that to your wife, that means you're going to do that to me, right? So I'm not going to trust you, bruh. Ladies is in the chat. Wouldn't you kind of think that's kind of funny when you hear about the reason why the wife divorced the guy you talking to is because he slept with the nanny and got the woman pregnant? Wouldn't you think that's funny style? You say maybe she is a hustler. That's not hustling. Why would you use the word hustling? That's hoeing. That ain't hustling, bro. A hustler work hard. A hustler don't got to do nothing immoral. A hustler don't have to betray people. A hustler don't have to do any of that. And when a person's a true hustler, everybody respect it. Because they didn't have to do nothing wrong, immoral or whatever, or betray people to get what they want. He'll say, man, hey, that woman right there, she a hustler. She started at the bottom. Man, she worked her way up. She established this business. She did this. Man, now she got to the top. I can respect that. Think about it. Do you really want your daughter taking the route of Kamala Harris? Do you want your daughter to lay up with some old man, because he was old, an old man, to the point, I don't know if y'all remember that clip where they asked was she his daughter? I don't know if y'all remember that clip. And she said, no, okay. No man I know wants your daughter to go lay up with a Willie Brown. I don't know no man that would tell his daughter to go lay up with a Willie Brown, a married man. Okay? I don't know no man that want his daughter to take that route. And really, if you look at her history, how is she an inspiration to young girls? Should our young girls go do that? Go lay up with a Willie Brown type to get what she wants? Should our daughters, if somebody helped them, elevate their career, should they betray them in the end? I'm just asking questions. And like Great Black Shark just said, her day one began with the inauguration. That's right. He said the Democrats didn't realize it, but they're teaching American youth how political conditioning with deception works. Yeah. Man, I wouldn't want somebody like that with those kind of character flaws working around me. No. See, that's one thing that'll get you away from me real quick. If I notice some character flaws with you, I don't care if you can do a job. But if I notice you conniving, if I notice you double talk, if I notice like you willing to do some immoral things, man, you can't work around me. No. Because I'm setting myself up to be betrayed, man. I'm setting myself up to be betrayed. When you have a business, ladies and gentlemen, don't have nobody working for you that has a questionable character. Don't have nobody working for you that likes to lie or don't mind betraying somebody, because whatever they did, and think about it, you're not special. What I mean by that, just because they'll even tell you, yeah, in the past I did that, this and the third, like, am I really going to take this risk with this person that was doing this mess publicly? And it's not like she was fooling around Willie Brown quietly, like nobody knew. That's one thing. But she was open with it. She was open. But I know I don't supposed to say that. I know, because why? Oh, let me guess. What about Trump? Okay. What married woman was Trump laying up with to become an attorney general? What married woman was he laying up with? Everything you say is like, you don't talk about Trump. Yeah, I talked about Trump. I sure did. Just like I said, he shouldn't have laid up with no doggone porn star being a doggone married man. That's what I said. I don't look at that as right either. Now, his wife chose to stay with him. That's their business. That's how I look at it. That's not right, but that's what Trump chose to do. Well, what's the difference? What's the difference? Because he was married, he laid up with a porn star, and Kamala, she laid up with Willie Brown. So what's the difference? Well, this is the difference. This is a major difference. Number one, she was actually having a whole relationship with Willie Brown. It wasn't a little fling. It was a whole relationship. That's the difference. Number two, she kept this up for a while. It wasn't like just a little fling and then that's the end of it. It shouldn't happen regardless. Number three, she didn't really get her way all the way up to where she was at by her own merits. Like, like we talked about earlier, like being a quote unquote hustler, right? When she got in these positions, she harmed black people. That's for sure. When she got into the vice president seat, she was a part of doing things that harmed the black community, like the migrant crisis, right? That's something that's very important, right? And also, last time I checked, didn't y'all say don't compare women to men and don't put them in the same category? I thought y'all said not to do that too. See, the fact is with the Democrats, they don't want to hold her accountable, or no Democrat accountable for that amount. You listen, y'all talk more about Barack Obama. See, we never heard Barack Obama with these issues. Listen, you may disagree with Barack Obama's politics, but we've never heard nothing about Barack Obama. We never heard nothing about Michelle Obama either. We may disagree with some of their politics, but we never heard anything about them, about their character. We didn't hear that about those two. And I even said, if the Democrats were to pick Michelle Obama, Trump would not win that election. I promise you he wouldn't win that election. And I'm going to keep it 100. Michelle Obama is a very smart woman. She's very articulate. She's very articulate. Kamala can't barely, if she don't have a teleprompter, my Lord. Barack and Michelle can actually talk. I'll give them that. If I had to make a choice between Kamala and Michelle, if I just had to, I would vote for Michelle Obama all day long. All day long. I would not vote for her. And I saw this one brother the other day. He was talking about when somebody say, well, he didn't support Kamala. He said, you don't want a woman to be president? He said, nah, I'm cool with a woman being president, just not that one. And that's how I feel about that too. I don't have an issue with a woman being a president. It's just not that one. You want a president that actually can do a doggone speech. You want a president that can actually not be afraid of the doggone media. You want a president that can actually say who they are and not 1 minute you're one thing, the next minute you're something else. You're talking about this, that. Like, bro, what are you talking about, bro? People don't want to hear that. I think the biggest mistake the Democrats made was to put her up. I think that was a big mistake. Now, I don't know if they feared some of these black women out here to say, if you don't put her up, we're not voting for her. But I tell you this much, sisters, who's out there that's hardcore Democrats, if she don't win, they're going to lay that at your feet. You thinking black men going to get it? Oh, no. Y'all going to get it worse. Because they're going to say y'all strong-armed them to put her up there like that. Y'all did it. Because it wasn't black men strong-arming the Democrats about her at all. Yeah, Rhonda, she can't put two sentences together. Hold on, say, I feel if someone is desperate, sometimes it's challenging to control emotions. Desperate in what way? I don't know what desperate. I don't know who's desperate. I don't know. There are people every day that have protected their integrity. Even in the music industry, they always talk about, men having to give up pussy and all that to get millions of dollars. There are men that say like, F y'all. I'm not sitting up there doing this mess. Like Cat Williams. He said, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm cool. I don't want your money. And Cat Williams is doing just fine. Let me tell you something. In life, all our integrity have been tested. All of us. There'll be certain situations that you're put in that nobody will know about that's a test of your integrity. And in that moment, the Lord is going to see, are you going to pass that test or are you going to fail? If you pass that test, he got some blessings waiting on you. If you fail that test, then you got some cursings waiting on you. But you can pass that test because nothing that comes upon you that you cannot bear. It don't matter what it is. If you a man, if a woman come up to you, like say you're not even trying to do nothing, a woman coming up to you, you got a choice in the matter. Say, nope, I don't get down like that. Oh, well, your wife ain't got to know. It's not about my wife knowing anything. Number one, I know. And one, I love my wife. That's number one. And I wouldn't dare do nothing to hurt her, betray her, or betray my family. I say number two, God is watching. He watching me and he watching you too. So stop working for Satan and go on by your business. I am just fine. And when you pass a test like that, God gonna give you some blessings. Now, if you listen to that devil that's talking to you, maybe through that woman at the time, and you go with that woman, you better walk into a curse. I always tell men that. Be guided by the head on your shoulders. Be guided by your spirit. Don't be guided by the head in your pants. So the head in your pants is stupid. You don't know no better if you guided by that. And that's why some of you who are old still having children when you're 60 doggone years old with some little young woman that was trying to run your pockets. You're silly. You say, but who is righteous in today's world? Plenty of people. Plenty of people. You can't tell me they ain't got people in this world that's choosing to do the right thing every day. That's a lie, because every person's not evil. Every person's not evil. And another thing about men, not every man hard up for a woman like that. I don't know, fellas, have you gotten to a point, some of you, that none of them women just impress you? When you get to that point like that, it's not saying you don't like women. It's just, I ain't impressed by that. Ain't nothing you do. Ain't nothing. Listen, when you get to a point as a man, you're like, okay, well, all right, well, whatever, like that. And you thinking about the higher things in life. You're more disciplined as a man. You weigh all your consequences. You know, you're just not impressed with nothing. It's just not impressive to you. You've seen it, been there, done that, like, whatever, right? Then that's when you listen. Think about the men who are your millionaires and billionaires. You notice something about them, because I study them. They all have a discipline. They're not out here being reckless in nothing they're doing. They're very calculated in what they're doing, from the time they wake up in the morning, for the time they go to bed, to their health regimen. Notice they all get them a woman, and they stick with this woman. They marry them. They do whatever the case may be, but they got them one woman, and you don't see them out there doing this and that and the third. See, Puffy, let's go back to Puffy for a minute. If Puffy would have moved like all the other billionaires move, Puffy wouldn't be sitting in a jail cell right now. Puffy would be at the house with his kids. Because see, when men get to that level, they get them a wife, and they stick with that woman, and they don't be doing no freaky deaky freak offs or nothing like that. They not on drugs. They got holistic doctors and private chefs that's making them good organic foods, and they taking vacations, and they doing whatever they got to do. You know what I'm saying? Puffy should be at home with his family, but Puffy want to be a deviant. That's really what it is, unfortunately. And my thing is, you look at the Puffy situation, I think it's sad. I think it's real sad, because Puffy did have a lot of talent. He did. You can't take it away from Puffy. He had a lot of talent. He did good on certain things with business and everything like that. You see that. I mean, in order to make the kind of money Puffy made, he had some good bit. Now you may say, well, what if it's some of them tapes that he had to have leverage on people? We don't know, so can't confirm that. But just even the Diego deal that he had, where he was making $60 million a year when he got with them, like, and eventually every year he was making $60 million on the Ciroc. Like, bro, I'd have been cool on that deal. I understand he wanted to own his own stuff, but you can't really, he sued him and all that stuff, and he won undisclosed amount of money. But it's like, sure, was there some racism in it? Probably so, because when you start wanting some ownership or something as a black person, then folks funny about that, right? But I'm a firm believer of moving in silence. See, I would have did something else and you wouldn't even known about it. I would have been so quiet, silent, you wouldn't have known nothing until I put it out. I'm not going to, I'll keep collecting this money until the time I'm done. And sorry, now I got my own money. Now I learned the game from Diego. So now I'm about to go make my own play. You understand? So he thought he could own his own brand and use Diego. And that's what really got him in trouble. Man, them folks are not trying to be out here helping us make a lot of money like that, bro. Once you get your bag, you got to move to ownership, and then you just move in silence. And Puffy was because he was doing things he had no business, and because he wanted to party all doggone day. Puffy and his dog. Listen, when did the partying stop, bro? You 54 doggone years old and you still partying? Your sons. That's stuff for your sons. You 54? You should have had your wife and chilling at your doggone house. And okay, if you did some freak offs in the past and whatever the case may be, then that would have been the past, and that'd been, you've been done with it, right? You just chilling at the crib. You say Deborah Ann Crew, you say pull the Diddler's folder in retaliation. Yeah. You can't play with them folks, man. You can't play with them folks. See, how I moved with Diego, I'm like, okay, I've been collecting my $60 million. I've been collecting it. I've been stacking my bread. I'd have been like, okay, we cool and whatever. If you didn't want to fool with Diego no more, man, bro, just say I'm not going to renew this contract and just shake hands with him and say peace out and just go do your own thing. I do believe that they went after him because of, they called him racist. Because a guy like Puffy calling him racist, that'll stick to him. He's not no regular black person that's just talking. He say the dealer say he won't stop. And one thing about them folks that I've learned about them, as long as you're making them money, they won't say nothing about your dirt, but they collecting it. They collecting the dirt on you. And then when you're not making them money no more, or you step out of line, then they're going to put you in your place. You understand? And a person like Puffy got put in his place, and they know the things that he was doing, because a lot of them was there with him doing it. Oh, yeah, you think them Diego people wasn't over there at his party doing dirt too? But they're not going to get caught. They're not going to go to jail. Because them powerful folks like that, they got these politicians in their back pocket. You better believe that. They got them. Well, you talking about Kamala? Yeah, Kamala's attached to everything. So because of Joe Biden and what he had to say, and speaking about the Diddler, he was attached to the Democrats, wasn't he? He was out here talking about vote or die. He was interviewing Obama. The Diddler was with the Democrats, just like all these music people for the most part. All these musicians and actors are with the Democrat Party. Think about it. They all campaign for the most part for the Democrats. Now, minus a person like Killer Mike or something like that. But the majority of them are straight Democrats. And Puffy was a Democrat. He was helping them, talking about vote or die and all this other stuff. Puffy was helping the Democrats. And it's quite funny, the same Democrats that Puffy was helping, it's the Democrats that got him. It wasn't the Republicans that got him. It was them Democrats in New York. Yeah, Jane, Diddy forgot he was black. He thought he transcended blackness. One thing about in America, see, this what y'all don't understand, bro. When you get a certain amount of money, hear me out. When you get a certain amount of money, you got to understand that in this country, you will always be a ninja to these people. The only time you could transcend your ninja-ness is going to another country where your Black American value, you being a Black American has a lot of value in itself, right? Even a regular Black American has more value outside of America than in it. I'm telling you, be on with you, I'm gonna be straight on with you. That's one of the nuggets I like about traveling outside of America is that we actually respect it. Black Americans are very respected throughout the world. You're not respected in this country at all. This country teach people that even come here yesterday to disrespect the black man and woman of America. They teach that. Hey, you want to be good with us? Disrespecting black Americans. You want to be good with us? Be anti-black toward them black Americans. They teach everybody that you can get ahead in this country if you are anti-black racist. They teach them that. But if you get outside this country, even some of the same immigrants that come in from these different countries, if you go to their own country, man, you'll get nothing but respect and love. Oh, you black American? Oh, man. And they so excited to talk to you. That's why I'm a firm believer of telling black Americans, travel outside this doggone country and go see how you really treated. That's why some black Americans I've met, they told me, I'm not coming back to America. I'm too respected out here. I get American money out here, so it's not like I got to go back. And so I'm good. I've met them. And I remember this one brother I met in Costa Rica, older brother. And he had told me, he said, look, man, he said, I was out here fighting in the 60s, 70s, 80s. He said, man, I was always fighting these folks. He said, man, I fought my whole life. He said, but now, man, I'm done. He said, man, I'm out here in Costa Rica. I talked to this brother at the airport. He said, I'm in Costa Rica. I'm chilling, man. He said, I am good. I'm not going back. He said, I go back and visit friends and family. He said, but I ain't coming back to America, bro. I'm done. I'm just done. He said, I pray for everybody, but I'm done. He said, because I'm just too chill out here. And that's really what it is. Because some people say, oh, well, you know, because some conversations that come up say, oh, we don't run. It's not about running. No. But sometimes you need a break. You need a break from America sometime. You need a break from the hostility. We live in a country as black Americans. I haven't seen this in no other country, at least I've been to, that everybody is against one group of people. Everybody. It's truly black Americans versus the world. Especially in America. We got to fight everybody. But at the same time, everybody want to use what we fought for to get ahead at the same time. And if you ever, you say Great Black Shark, you say you've seen it, right? You say you experienced it. See, Great Black Shark is telling y'all, he experienced it. He's traveled outside this country and seeing how he's respected. You can go to the African continent, you're going to be respected. You can go to the Caribbean, you can go to Latin America, you can go to Europe, you can go to Asia, you can go anywhere, right? You're going to be respected as a black American. That's why I tell black Americans, when you get anywhere, speak. Immediately speak to people. Once they hear you speaking, oh, shoot, they're going to say, you black American? And then that's when they're going to change. You actually get an American privilege outside of America. In it, you don't get it. But outside of America, you get it. And there's nothing wrong with that. And everybody going to be asking you questions and whatever, you know, and some people going to marvel about you. Even in some Asian countries, they probably want to stare at you, or some of them want to take pictures with you. Don't get offended by it. They just excited to see you. You're almost like a celebrity to them, right? Because I know some people say, that's offensive. Why they want to take pictures with me? Look, you're a celebrity to them. You're a black American. They're not doing that when the folks show up, but when you show up, they want to take pictures with you. And so, I say be nice, take a picture with them. Why not? Yeah. Black people need to have a U.S. passport, man. I always advertise a U.S. passport. You know, one thing I made sure after I went out of the country the first time, I made sure I said, listen, all my children is going to have a passport. My grandson, me, my wife, everybody going to have one. Because I don't want none of my children without an ability to travel outside the country if they so choose to. Now, some people say, well, I ain't got no money for that. Man, you go waste money. Well, I think it was $130. Some of y'all go to the restaurant and spend $130. A passport costs $130. Some of y'all have spent more than that at the club. Some of y'all. Or the lounge. Or a birthday party. Or whatever. And that thing is good for 10 years. I seen something also funny, y'all, talking about the dating thing. I think it was funny. They said that if you really want to make sure that the person you're dating has a clean record, ask them if they got global entry. I thought that was funny. Global entry is with the where you get, like you don't have to go through the regular line. They got a global entry line when you come back in, and you just go over there. They put your passport down. They scan you. Then you go and you done. You ain't got to go through that long line when you come back. It's only good when you come back into the United States. But with global entry, they really, like the FBI and all them other ones, is going through your records, right, and just checking, making sure you're good. If you got something going on, you're not getting a global entry. So if you're dating a man or a woman and they got a global entry, then they're not really a threat to the country. Yeah, you say they spend $200 at the club. Yeah, they spend $200 at the club. They'll spend they're going spend money at the vape shop. They'll spend money at the liquor store. They'll spend money everywhere. But you say, hey man, let's go travel somewhere. Man, everybody can't afford a passport, Phil. Like, man, I guarantee you, if I go through your bank account and I see your transactions, I promise you spend more than $130 on things that wasn't necessities like food, gas, water, things like that, right? Your bills, $130. And you're right, S down there. I'm just a firm believer that black people need to travel. I'm not saying you got to move out of the United States. That's not what I'm saying. Because let me tell you something. Even if you're outside the United States, America's home. I'm telling you that. America's home. You're going to start missing the United States because you're used to the United States, you're used to the culture, you just miss home, right? And then you could, let's say if you chose to do that, not everybody's going to do that. Some people stay so many months one place, they may come back to the United States. I've seen people do that back and forth. Like I say, eventually that's what I want to do. I want to do the back and forth thing. I want to say, hey, I'm over here a couple of months, then I come back home. I'm over here for a couple of months, I'll come back home. That's kind of like I want to do it eventually. But I mean, I can't just leave America completely. I mean, who's to say I won't leave America completely one day? I don't know. But like I said earlier, I just like the way I'm treated outside the country. I just really do. And then, Great Black Shark, like my little girl, right? Great Black Shark, she's been to several countries, and the conversations that we have based on some of those experiences is something that I never got at her age, right? So I want her to be well traveled. I want her to be, have a lot of knowledge, and I want her to be better than me. I want her to be completely better than me. All my children, I want them to be better than me. So if I can give them opportunity to travel, it opens up their mind. It opens them up to other cultures, which we need to be open to other cultures, because America kind of make us dumb to a point. Beyond which we kind of dumb, the way they educate us. And you don't realize that till you travel outside of America, because our education system is, and then the way it is, it's so isolationist. And the rest of the world just don't even operate like we operate here. They just don't. They teach us we the best country on the face of the earth, and we only have free healthcare. But other countries got it, but we don't. We the best country on the face of the earth, but we got school shootings all the time. There's a lot of countries don't even have that crap. You send your kid to school, and that may be the last time you see your child, because Connor decides to go in there and air out the place. And they're so racist how they enact the laws here, because good and well if Tyrone was constantly shooting up schools, they would have all kind of new laws, gun bans. The freaking National Guard would be protecting schools if Tyrone was doing it, because Connor's doing it. Oh, it's mental illness. Oh, well, we got to talk about mental illness and no new laws, no hate crimes, no protection for schools or the children, just because Connor's doing it. It's completely racism. Completely racism. Versus other countries, like go to the UK, even the UK. Go ask the UK people how many school shootings they had. They can't even have guns. So go ask them how many school shootings have they had. Most countries don't even have that crap. A lot of them don't. Look at our insurance. We pay insurance, and then your insurance could deny you a claim. Insurance is a freaking scam in this country. You buy a house, right? in a lot of countries, once you buy your house and your land and you pay it off, it's yours. You ain't paying nothing no more. In America, you can buy a house today, pay it completely off, and still charging you property tax on a house you paid for. You paid the bank off. You got the title. You could lose your whole house behind $5,000 to $10,000 worth of property taxes that you paid off. You paid off an $800,000 house and could lose it for $5,000. Let's say for some reason you got sick, you couldn't pay your property taxes. You still could lose your doggone house. Somebody could come, pay the back tax bill, and get your whole house that you work hard for and pay it off for $10,000, $20,000 because of back taxes. How is that? We have to revisit these laws, y'all. I'm talking about to all my younger people who's going to get into politics and government. We got to redo these laws. Nobody should lose their house. If you paid for that house, you shouldn't be paying no property taxes. That's your land. Do what you want to do with it. You pay tax. Think about it. You pay sales tax, all kinds of tax, state tax. You have a driver's license. They tell you, well, a driver's license is a privilege, not a right. Well, but I pay for them roads, though. Let's say you have a car. You can pay the car off. You're done. Pay the car off. If you don't have liability insurance, you can't drive your car legally on the road that you pay for, or the roads that you pay for. If you don't have a registration sticker, you can't drive the car that you own, that you hold the title to, on the roads that you pay for. I mean, really think about what I'm telling you. I'm just saying, just think about it. Well, some could say, well, insurance is important because what if somebody hits you? Well, liability insurance, I do agree with that part of it because somebody could hit your car and then they need to pay for it. Now, that part I do agree with. But the driver's license being a privilege part, I don't believe it should be a privilege. I think it's a right. You pay taxes. You understand? Look at the medical industry. That's for profit. They got countries that got free health care. It may not be perfect, but it's free. Right? If we don't have no money, sure, you can get the Affordable Care Act, or better, AKA Obamacare, but you're still paying money. But we got money for war, but we don't have money for health care. Child care is like a mortgage, right? For some people, it's like a mortgage in this country. But we got money for migrants. And I think all parents should get free child care. Why do I believe that? Because, hey, do you want to earn more tax dollars? Well, if it's free health care and the government subsidizes child care, then more people can get out there to work. More people to work, more tax revenue. That's how I think about it. Insurance is a ripoff. I think the only good thing about the Affordable Care Act was they couldn't deny people for pre-existing conditions. You know what I'm saying? That was a good thing that Obama and them did with that. I always say that's the best thing Obama did with that. You have homeowners insurance. Something happened. They can deny your claim, but they didn't deny your payments all them years. You had that insurance for 5 years. They missed a payment. Now you need it. Oh, well, we're going to deny your claim. Well, if you're going to deny my claim, run me back my 5 years of premiums I just paid you. Run that back. And we'll call it even. I'm just telling you, man, it's like I can be that. You say the private tax is about to be through the roof in Chicago because of the migrant mess. Say what's worse is Tiffany Hinier or Brandon Johnson. Man, it's the system, really. It's not even them. They just part of the system. They part of the system. You can't put it all on Brandon Johnson. You can't put it all on Tiffany Hinier because both of them going to be gone out of those positions one day, and the system going to remain the same. It's not them as they're not the author of the system. They just participate in it. So no black person is the author of the system. But yeah, I just say think about that. Yeah, you say your kids can stay on insurance till they're 26. That's a good thing that the Affordable Care Act did. Listen, I give Barack Obama credit for that. That was good. That was a real good thing. Because I remember your kids used to get cut off your insurance at 18, right? So that was a beautiful thing that they did. And I give credit where credit's due. Shout out to Obama for that. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, he was like, Kamala put the super mayor in her cabinet. Yeah, why not? Make her the Secretary of the Treasury, right? That'd be so funny. Super mayor be the Secretary of the Treasury. Y'all ain't getting no money. She gonna be audited on Amazon and Wayfair and everything else. Y'all not getting a dime. But I appreciate y'all for joining us on this stream today. Definitely thank you very much for that. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure you click the subscribe button. Make sure you click the like button, as we said before. Out of all those 1,600 of y'all, let's click the like button, please. It's free. Don't cost much. Make sure you download the African Diaspora News Channel app in Google Play and Apple App Store. Once you get there, hit create account and create. It can be monthly, quarterly, or yearly. Like I said, I appreciate all the support we have there. It helps us to pay bills and some payroll and bring people in, assist us with getting this content out a lot faster, because that's definitely what we need more of. Or maybe we need to pay for some of this AI stuff that we need to pay for sometime to help us get this stuff out faster or spread the message that we need to spread, right, in different avenues. So we want to employ every AI and software we can to get this message out. We want to be ahead of the curve, not behind it. So thank y'all for watching. We'll see y'all again Monday.